Hey, what's up, guys? I just want to give an update where the mirror integration is at right now. A lot of stuff has happened, and a lot of that is based around BNG's work with the magazine. He did some stuff to make it a lot easier to network and did some great stuff there. But anyway, my latest thing is I've been working on the network snap point, which is a lot. You would think it would be a simple thing, but it's really not. But anyway, this is where I'm at right now. I've got a server-owned snap point to which a client can snap in an object, and then another client can pull it out, and everything works copacetic. So if I host over here, this works for late joiners. So I'll show you the weapons in a minute, but this is just mainly what I've been working on. So I've got this little thing over here. So if I snap it in, okay, there it is. It's snapped. So if we come over here, that was on a build. We can see that when I join as a client, when I come to the snap point, you can see that if I look at the snap point, it sees it, and now that is its held item. So now if I walk over, you can see the snap point is holding that object, and I can now grab it. Additionally, you can put it back, and then this will run events on both sides. So if I come back to my other build, obviously I can come back over and grab this. That was a bit more complicated than what you think it would be, but it's working. Um, right now, I've got this little note here telling you use at your own peril. uh, I'm going to try to write some events with this that trigger the correct way to tell the server what to do. Right now, it's triggering on both sides. So if you use it, mainly you need to do some debug logs with your events and basically say check the owner of the actual thing that's in there. So if I own what I snapped, then it runs. So it only runs on from one client. What you don't want to happen is two clients running the same logic to the server at the same time. You only want it to happen from one client. So you'll have to check the ownership of this, which I'm doing in the script with the snap zone anyway. But if you use this before I get done with it, you're going to have to do that check and then only run a command on the server to do the event if you're the owner of this. But there's some of that code already in there. So you guys that have done networking before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, but I'm going to write some more examples for that, but that was a little more complicated. I'm going to move this over to the weapons attachments. I've started testing that tonight. I've got a plan for that. But where we're at with the guns, thanks to BNG and his fantastic work and working with me, is we now have gun damage and networked magazines. The main thing with the magazines, the reason it was changed is to make them easier to network. Um, Before it was, I don't think I really need to explain this. I think he did it in his video. It would have child objects, bullets, and it would count those, and that's how many bullets you had. Well, as far as networking is concerned, it's not performant at all. Because in the old way, every time I shot a bullet, I would have to server destroy that object on the network and then do a new count. When for a network, really the only thing you want is an int, how many's left, and then sync it. And what that means is now when I drop this magazine, even though I shot it, when I go to the other player, I'll have the correct number of shots. So let me come over to my other player. You can see I just shot one, and if I come over, you can see everything's where it should be. Um, the magazine is laying where I put it, and then I've got the same number of shots. So, and if I go empty, see I'm empty, and then come back over here, you can see I'm now empty. Great work on his part to rewrite that magazine to make that a lot more performant, and it works really good. I've added a velocity check to the collision damage. Before, I knew this was an issue, but I didn't get it out before version 1.0. You could just walk into a hammer that you don't own and you would just hit yourself. But you can also see that you have some sort of physics here where these work. But destroy crates, you can spawn network objects, and you can hit other people and make them die. Yeah, so it's coming along. Now he's over there in a random spawn point. If I wanted to kill him, I can do that too. So get the rifle. We have a system for the hand poses as well. So I'll put that there. So if I come over here and I put this in scene and I come over to actually look at my guy, I think that's my guy, maybe. Nope, wrong guy. Let me come over and look at this guy. Okay, so you can see that I have hand animation. We have the posing indexes as well coming across, so when you grab a weapon, it'll have the correct pose on the other side. For the guns right now, I think they're just set to close. I think they're set to the wrong index. I hope to make videos about more in depth about the way this works. So let me come over here just for a couple of things. One, we have a grenade, which is dope, right? So we're working on a version of that will have a pull pin. Anyway, so if I disconnect, was I the host? Yep, I was the host. Oh, son of a gun. Okay, so all right, so if I disconnect, I come over here, this is the first screen that you see. So you can pick black or you can pick khaki. This is actually a much more extensive system that's being used here. It's just an example on how to change your character's looks. I put a lot more code in there that might be confusing right now, and I might remove it mainly because this is a very basic use of it. But this is an example of a character creation. What it's doing is it's changing the mesh, and then it's syncing that via sync var. So when I host, right now I'm connected. Now if I come to my other guy, which I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but if I come over, you can see that he is now khaki. This is an example of how you can change everything, even the avatar itself. Is what I'm trying to do. The problem with that is that it's so complicated in some aspects. It's not complicated to me because I've done it so many times, but for a lot of people, it can be somewhat complicated. I've even got logic in this script to be able to spawn this player. So if you had 7 different prefabs with 7 different avatars, you could spawn it and it would actually assign all of the logic that it needed to run when it spawned. It's in there. But it's not being used here because we only have one character. I feel like I need to simplify myself sometimes just because some people using this are not going to be knowledgeable enough to understand what's going on with that, I think. But, you know, knowledge is power, my friend, and I'm always around for answering questions. Okay, so yeah, that's where we're at. My next stop after that snap point is to actually get the snappables on this working, and I have a plan for that. So let's get her done, sons. Thanks. Talk to you later.